Dwight, the General Manfredi, is a classic old-school gangster, but he has a solid dose of chivalric code. How does that work and what does it mean? We're gonna dive into it and explain this character in 6 minutes or less. So Dwight was a gangster kingpin in New York City, and because he has loyalty and he's grounded by his own ethical code to those around him, he goes to bat for a friend, refuses to rat anybody out, classic gangster code there, and ends up in jail doing a 25-year sentence. When he gets out, he's hoping that his loyalty, the fact that he stayed quiet, will behoove him when he gets home. But the world he sees has completely changed. New York City alone has passed him by. And all that loyalty he gave to the life, well, the life isn't giving it back. One of the biggest changes is that Dwight's crew's changed. Some of the younger members have jumped the line and are now in positions of power. And unfortunately for Dwight, they're banishing him. He's headed straight to Tulsa. In Tulsa, he can set up his own operation, but Dwight's devastated. This is not what he was expecting, and at first glance, nothing about Tulsa feels like a familiar setting for him or an organized criminal operation. This is the last thing he wants to do, but eventually, reluctantly, he goes, knowing that he can actually rely on his skill set to make the most of this opportunity. And what he quickly learns is there's a lot of opportunity to be had. A key quality of Dwight is that he's a hard worker, and he knows a good opportunity when he sees one. And almost immediately in Tulsa, he sees places where he can capitalize on what's already there, where he can maximize potential and profit and build his own empire. He starts to gravitate towards things that he can manipulate with his own skills, places where he can mix his brutality and toughness with his know-how and his street smarts. His astute criminal mind starts to make the best of what seemed like a bad situation. So Dwight, who started off as someone who was getting burned by his best qualities, is actually now somebody who's relying on his old skills to create opportunity where it seemed like none existed. This is the arc and the development that makes the character and the series so compelling. I'm George Edelman, and this is MovieWeb. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe, and come back and watch more Characters Explained in 6 minutes or less. Thanks for watching.